It's safe to say that July K-pop was something.
땡땡 코코투.
Hi, welcome. My name is Angelina, and today we're going to be discussing the releases in K-pop for the month of July. Me being an official music critic now, I've officially decided that. And July just overall being a very slow month, shall we say? We don't have a lot of songs to go through today. However, that does mean we get to deep dive into the songs that we do have. And yes, that is using my super fancy tier ranking system. So I hope you do enjoy. But before I explain the tiers, don't forget to like, comment, and share this video with friends you don't have. And with all that said, short little intro, let's get into the tiers. If you already know the whole shebang, then skip through this video as it's also separated into super fancy segments. So at first we have, of course, Big Booty Bop. These are songs that just, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. We would like almost die for these songs. I mean, we'll remain equal-headed. We'll almost die for these songs. Song of the year material for sure. Right below this we have Cup of Milk category. These are also equally good songs. However, they have a little bit of a shorter lifespan. So maybe we added them to our playlist, but they might have lasted maybe a day or two, or maybe like a week max. Right below this tier we have second gen vibes. These are songs that we casually like. If they randomly popped up in our playlist, we wouldn't necessarily skip them. Below that we have It Exists. It's our neutral tier. Then we have Grower Not a Shower, but I feel like no one really kind of gets the reference. So I think maybe we should call it K-pop hell. These are songs that maybe they're just so bad they're good. Maybe they just, you know, at first you're like, what the fuck did I just listen to? But then out of nowhere you're streaming it, referencing it, learning the choreography. Maybe you bought all versions of the album of it. Who knows? That's up to you. But, you know, maybe we could call this K-pop hell. What do you think? Right below that, everyone's favorite tier, YG's Dungeon. These are songs that have a lot of potential, but there are tangible things that I would personally change about it. And then our last tier, not my cup of tea. These are just songs that I simply don't like, either because they're actually bad, like not ironically bad, just bad, or I would just realistically probably never listen to them. They're not my style. And with that, let's get into this review. So as a lot of you might have known by now, I am a K-pop trash song collector. I uploaded a video about this not too long ago, really dissecting why K-pop stands like bad music. A lot of you guys had really interesting, you know, rhetorics responses, and some of you just said like you have bad taste. I can respect that, that's fine, but I will admit, like, I do now see terrible songs and I eat that shit up. However, as you know, a now self-proclaimed music critic, or you know, legit music critic, I don't like, you don't need a degree for that, right? I'm pretty sure music critic is just like a fancy term. Like, it's not like a doctor. Right? Am I wrong? It's like calling yourself a nutritionist, right? If you're a dietitian, you need to go to school. But if you're like a nutritionist, there's like little workarounds. Or like a counselor, you're not necessarily a psychotherapist. Are there ethical bridges to cross here? Maybe. As a totally legit music critic, I do nevertheless need to maintain my integrity, and I can't just love every terrible song and not explain why it's bad. So I will share my, you know, initial thoughts, my genuine opinions on the songs first. And if they happen to end up on my playlist afterwards, I mean, that's a tragedy no one could have prevented. And our first tentative tragedy is Alexa and her comeback with Extra. Not gonna lie, this is definitely not my cup of tea at first. And this is despite how lovely and retro this Y2K theme is. I'm definitely a sucker for that. Though I will admit K-pop is pushing its limits just a little bit. I feel like it's kind of becoming like the whole 80s trend. At one point, you know, in the very near future, it will become a little bit overdone. But as for the song itself, I have to say, initially, I wasn't like a huge fan of it, and I have a lot of reasons as to why. So number one, I feel like Alexa has a very sweet voice, and don't get me wrong, I definitely appreciate her constantly stepping out of her comfort zone. You know, I feel like she debuted with a very strong AI theme, and you know, the songs released after that were very in line with that theme. However, she's definitely stepped out of that comfort zone, you know, from her usual girl crush that has more somber vibes to even releasing a ballad to now this very fun song. But with Extra comes a very deep voice, and I just feel like her usual very sweet voice, sometimes somber for sure, but nevertheless quite sweet voice, doesn't really fit this song. It honestly feels like a song Jessie might have put out. In fact, I would compare it to what type of X. But if we think about it song-wise and concept-wise, early 2000s theme, early 2000s sound. So like I said earlier, she tends to have a much sweeter voice. So when she tries to do this deeper voice, it does sound a little bit unnatural, which kind of takes away from my enjoyment of the song, at least initially. And I just can't help but think how beautiful some parts of this song would sound if it was in a sweeter voice, in a higher tone. That being said, I really don't think this song is one that takes itself too seriously at all. I mean, she literally says, and I quote within the song, "On my burger and my fries, always extra cheese, yeah." So I mean, it'll probably be on my playlist later, not because of the cheese part. I'm not admittedly, I'm not the biggest fan of cheese. I know, blasphemy. But I just also think it's also so ridiculous that maybe I should eat it up. I will admit though, at first glance, I was like, oh. So with all that being said, I'm going to tentatively with all that being said, I'm going to tentatively put this song in the K-pop trash tier, and we'll see where it goes. Next up, we have Soyeon from (G)I-DL's much anticipated solo comeback with Beam Beam, which also features a Y2K theme, at least I think it does, within the clothing and the sound. It feels very 2004. Dare I say this sounds like something that could have played in the Mean Girls soundtrack. We have those rock vibes, and I don't want to alarm anyone, but I definitely predicted this. A few months back, I predicted that an early 2000s theme, a Y2K theme, would be popular, and lo and behold, I'm kind of sick of it now. I'm almost sick of it. Like maybe one more song, and I'll be like... But back to Soyeon. So within the first few seconds, maybe the first 30 seconds to a minute up to the chorus, I wasn't really feeling it. I thought it's not really my cup of tea. It's not even bad enough to be K-pop trash. It's just maybe I'm neutral about it. But then suddenly I was enamored with the music video. You know, they were doing a little bit of a dance battle, and it just felt very quirky and very cute. So even though I maintain that I personally probably wouldn't listen to it, still pretty catchy actually. And I would have to put it in probably it exists for now, just because again, it's not something I would listen to, but I don't want to put it so low as not my cup of tea, because I do appreciate it. This Wendy's plagiarism though, I literally, I get put in K-pop copyright hell for breathing, and these idols are getting away with this. I'm upset. Now we have SF9 and their comeback with Tear Drop. So I just finished watching Imitation, and I'm sorry to my Ateez bias, Jonup, but my Shax bias is Eunjo. I look at that face. That is me fangirling. I blame my mother, honestly, because anytime I would be like, did you know this celebrity did a thing? She would be like, okay, and why do I care? They're human. She shut me down a lot with stuff like that. So I'm very iffy about ever really idolizing anyone, because I just, I'd be like, but mom, they're famous. And she'd be like, your point? My point is you ruined me. But I digress. We have a very fancy concept from SF9 with some fancy sleeves and colors. And throughout, we even see some miniature sets. So we're playing with perception a little bit, which is really cool. And I have to say, a lot of people got mad at me during my Kingdom reviews because I said, SF9 literally just walked around for 2 minutes looking cool. I mean, I have to admit, they're really good at looking cool. They look so cool in this. Anyways, with all that said, I think I would put this song into second gen vibes category, because I don't think I would skip it. I think it is quite catchy. Also, SF9 stans, please tell me the name of my bias and recommend me some songs, because I feel intrigued. Now we need to talk about the most professional artist on earth. Graceful is a fucking swan. Here's the thing. His company releases his memes in the form of a video with the slightest semblance of a serious story behind it. And then everyone has the guts to turn towards me and be like, wow, you had the audacity to laugh at a dancing bear, swearing left, right, and center about fucking whiskey when this is actually a super serious documentary about Woojin's trauma and him expressing that trauma. Okay, tell me where he expressed his trauma. He didn't speak one time in that documentary. Woojin himself, the graceful swan that he is, knows as well that this documentary is ridiculous. That's why his company released it. I know you guys love to defend companies that give zero shits about you, but damn, we're literally all on board with shitting on companies that do ridiculous things. And then company A does something ridiculous, but because company A houses a male, it's like, no, fuck Angelina. Anyways, long story short, this song is actually really dreamy. Woojin's Still Dream features quite a simple music video, but I do have to say, you know, despite how simple it is, I love the outfits. You guys know I love very shapeless outfits. And then the song, I have to say, there's just something about that chorus. Would I put it in magical K-pop? Maybe not, but maybe it reaches that level of like longing for something. This type of feeling of nostalgia, shall we say, and just like that chorus is definitely something. So for now, I would definitely put it into second gen vibes. I'm not like super familiar with it as of right now. I only heard it yesterday, but if it randomly played, I don't think I would skip it. Next up, we have to talk about BTS and Permission to Dance. I have to be completely transparent. I personally didn't watch D'Angelo Wallace's video, but the first line in the description, I guess they did need permission to dance. So I need to preface this by saying these are my unfiltered thoughts. Okay, maybe slightly filtered. Okay, maybe like very, very extremely carefully thought out thoughts to avoid any disasters. I haven't had a disaster in a while. Like I haven't been canceled in a while. Yeah, there have been a few memes that have really hurt my feelings, but you know, like I've been staying super unproblematic, and I think it's because I've been super careful and paranoid. So this song was presented to me by a friend who absolutely hated it. So before I heard it, I heard her thoughts. I was like, damn, is it like really that bad? To be honest, I have at least enjoyed their newer stuff. Dynamite, I actually did stream it. I actually did really enjoy the song, like genuinely enjoyed it. Butter, you know, I did not stream it, but I did enjoy it. I did think it was catchy. So could Permission to Dance really be that bad? So, I mean, I didn't love it at first. I did think like the chorus is something that might really suck me in at one point. You know, if anything, it would be that chorus that would really get me into the song because it felt nostalgic, shall we say. Again, we're feeding off of these Y2K themes that are just very prominent, very popular this year, I would say. So I do agree with a lot of the criticisms that people have for this song. The one criticism that I would personally add is just that I felt like it was building up to something. So like I said, I really enjoyed the nostalgic type chorus that it has. But at first I didn't know if that was the chorus. I thought it was the pre-chorus and that it was building up to something like huge, right? And then it ended and it never really got there. So that's the one thing that I would have wished for at least within this song. But like, is it also so bad that it's good? I'm gonna like super respectfully put it in K-pop hell. Like K-pop hell, in my opinion, is a good category. I still stream these songs, by the way, or intend to. I myself will go to K-pop hell for putting this song in K-pop hell. I actually think K-pop hell is probably a fun place to be. I need something worse. SM's Dungeon. Yeah. But I would definitely describe this song as like very youthful. I don't want to say like it sounds like a Disney song or like a High School Musical song, but like, I don't know, like an indie youthful movie, like a family movie. It's like a very feel good song. Like you just listen to it and you kind of feel good. Is it still going in K-pop hell? Yeah. Moving on before I dig myself a bigger hole. Now we need to talk about Minzy's comeback with Teamo. Teamo. I need to preface this by saying that when she releases her album, probably gonna get it. Here's the thing, I'm actually super into photo cards right now. Like I kind of want to just like sell all my albums and then just collect photo cards. But then like how would I trade photo cards if I'm not getting albums? Like I wouldn't have a photo card source to then trade them. So like how would I get the photo cards? Because I don't really want to buy photo cards. I just want to trade them. But then I'd have to buy the album anyways. So how shall I say this? Did I stream the song? Yes. Would I have streamed it if she was not previously part of 21? I'm honestly not sure. We'll put it in Cup of Milk for good measure. I just felt like the concept and the choreography wasn't necessarily in line with what I was expecting. There's not really anything that really stands out. Like you want a choreography that, sure, it can be simple, but you also have killing points where you will remember that song just from that dance move. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like that's what this song lacks. So that's kind of my one critique. Just the concept and choreography was not necessarily my cup of tea. Next up, we have Jonup's comeback with Us. Yes, our former BAP member in his solo endeavors. Honestly, I have not paid the most attention to BAP since the lawsuit. I did try to get back into them after the lawsuit, but like at that point I was already in a K-pop break. And then when I came back to K-pop, I'm pretty sure they were broken up. But this seems to be the case for a lot of babies. Count your days, whoever came up with that fandom name. Digressing, I actually really liked his previous song, Headache. I would kind of consider it big booty bop. I really enjoyed it. But for Us, I wasn't sold on first listen, but I have a lot of faith for it. So for most of the song, I would say the chorus is quite catchy, but it's really within the pre-chorus where I was like, oh shit, this is majestic as fuck. So I felt like it was building me up to something, you know, even more magical. And then it ended up being kind of a lot more somber than I had anticipated. So it was a little bit disappointing, but then on second listen, I was like, you know, it's actually pretty catchy. So initially I was going to put it into YG's Dungeon because I thought, you know, you really should have gotten like a much more majestic chorus to fit this particular pre-chorus. But upon further introspection, I think I'm going to put it actually into second gen vibes because I actually have a real life friend now. I know. And, you know, if we ever do a road trip or anything, we would need like a collective playlist between the two of us. Like I love her, but there's only but I will not survive only listening to boy groups the entire time. So I'm creating us a playlist. And I don't mind the song. I will put the song in there because I know she likes it. But yeah, second gen vibes because I don't think I would skip it. In fact, I will put it in a collective playlist. Would I put it in my own personal playlist? I don't think so. But a collective one, sure, it's pretty catchy. So we need to talk about Taeyeon's Weekend. You know, I didn't know if I wanted to review this because I genuinely didn't know how I felt about it. And I feel like that's not a good enough reason. And people will be like, you're literally just an SM anti. 56% of the time, I would agree with you. But I don't know. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of SM solos. There's just something about them. Like when I don't anticipate them, when I see them, I'm just like, I'm not intrigued. And maybe it's just solos in general. It depends on the solo. Like I'm super excited for Somi, but you know, I presume Somi's music is more in line with what I genuinely listen to. Generally, did I say genuinely? I keep hearing when I play this back, I'm like, what are you mixing those two words together? Probably. So what can we say about the solo? Her voice, beautiful. Of course. I almost thought this was gonna go into like K-pop hell. I thought it was gonna be like so bad that it's good. You know what I mean? Because it's like, she says it's the weekend, I can do what I want. I thought she was gonna play off of those like kind of slightly ridiculous lyric vibes. But then she didn't, and I almost felt disappointed. That's how badly I need bad songs. That I was like mad that her song didn't sound bad. But even the music video, I'm like, we have like potential for this to be like just ridiculous enough. You know, just like enough. I just need a little bit. Because again, we have a Y2K theme, and it's just Y2K vomit. We have like a Von Dutch bag. We have like a sparkly tube top. We have it all. It's all there. She does kind of mix it with like either 50s or 60s themes as well, which I didn't like totally understand. Really, it's cute, but the damn song, I don't know where I stand with it. It's not bad, and it sounds nice, and it's dreamy, but would I listen to it? That's the real question. So just to be safe, I'm gonna put it in It Exists because I love the vocals and that chorus, like especially those lines, it's the weekend, I can do what I want, because it's kind of, again, shall we say, youthful. Do you know what I mean? You're seeing some type of freedom and you're like, I can finally, you know, do what I want, and it's exciting, and I really appreciated that. So it's gonna go and It Exists for now, but I will keep you updated. I generally don't review ads, especially from big companies like fucking Pepsi. But this company went ahead and took my faves and then plagiarized my faves. So let's talk about it. Also, I just don't like any carbonated drinks at all. I have sensory issues. So we have Brave Girls, Ateez, Monsta X, Rain, and their summer song called Summer Taste. First of all, let's address the G-Dragon CL Teddy plagiarism here at hand. The what's up, what's up, what's up? 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 Sounds awfully familiar. Obviously, I'm kidding, but it was just something I noticed. For Taeyeon's song, we just discussed how I would have loved it a lot more if it actually sounded worse. Here's kind of a similar issue because I have absolutely zero interest in listening to a song about fucking Pepsi when it kind of sounds good. I'm not trying to vibe out genuinely to a song about Pepsi. I want to ironically jam out to something. I should own a company. The marketing ideas in my head. So this song about Pepsi is just gonna go into not my cup of tea because fuck capitalism. But let me tell you how it could have ranked higher, and I'm gonna do that by telling you how we could have made this song more obnoxious. First of all, the chorus needs a lot more autotune. Like, you can tell, like, we need to second gen this bitch. Actually, Lollipop by 21 and Big Bang, I also want them to spell out Pepsi. I know they did spell out Pepsi in the song, but I want it to be a more integral part of the song. It goes P-E-P-S-I-P-S-I. Hi, welcome to Voice Over Me. I'm here to bring you only the best of vibes, so just sit back and relax. So I had finished editing this video and I realized I only had 8 actual songs. Well, 7 because one of them was an ad, right? And I was astonished at how this even happened. Like, I knew July was slow, but not that slow. I usually average around 25 songs per month. So I went through the comebacks and debuts for July again, and I realized I just skipped so many, which is why I'm super open to requests. Don't be shy to just DM me and say like, hey, can you check out this song for the end of the month? I usually write them down right away, but I digress. So let's review a couple more songs, starting with Because by Dreamcatcher. For whatever reason, Mnet uploaded the performance before the actual music video was released, so I'm actually able to upload this video on the 30th. So the song actually started out sounding very interesting, and I was vibing with it. Then, of course, the intensity became, shall we say, intense. And there's this part in particular, it reminds me of all the things she said. It has a similar voice effect, so let me know if you agree with that. And it's probably one of my favorite parts of the song as well. As of right now, however, I think I'm gonna put it in second gen vibes. I would probably put it in an exclusive like dark vibes playlist. However, I'm also predicting that this song definitely has the potential to grow. So again, I will keep you guys updated. We also have Onewe, who have another song this month called AuRoRa. I got this on my way. So you guys know I did enjoy their song from last month. As for AuRoRa, there's a certain level of rawness that we can definitely hear within the song, and like, what can I say, I love it. And I've actually since put this song in my playlist, so we can actually go ahead and put this in Cup of Milk. It's also very much welcome in my Dark Vibes playlist that doesn't exist yet, but let me know if you were interested. So now we're gonna do a little bit of a speed round. We're just gonna go through a couple of songs quite quickly. We have Day 6 and their song Right Through Me. I do think it sounds nice, but it's not necessarily my cup of tea, not really something that I think I would listen to. We also have GIRLKIND and their song Good Vibes Only, which features a nice summer theme and a cute song. And again, I think it sounds nice, and I wouldn't put it in not my cup of tea because I do think it has potential, so I think I would put it in It Exists right now. Following up with Akmu and their newest release. They did a quirky, somber theme, and again, it's not something I would personally listen to, so not my cup of tea. Now for D.O.'s Rose. I had to add this because I skipped Baekhyun's Bambi, and I was accused of being an SM auntie. This, again, is not something that really touched my heart personally, so it's also gonna go into not my cup of tea. Okay, so that is it for the review part of this video. Now we're going to move on to my monthly playlist that just features songs that I've been listening to this month, whether or not they came out this month or not. Okay, so the first song on my July K-pop playlist is Anti-Romantic by TXT. I fell down the hole. I knew I would like this song. I heard it all over TikTok. It was shall we say, a viral sound, and it sounded very sweet. And my friend even said I would like it. She's like, I think you would like Anti-Romantic. So I went and I listened to it and I'm like, oh my God, I really like it. And she's like, you like Anti-Romantic? And I was like, you recommended it to me. Anyways, I think it's a very beautiful song. Every time we come to the first song in the monthly playlist, I'm just like, that feels like ages ago. Time is literally so slow for me, hence my Instagram bio. And Black Song, by the way. Brownie points if you can name which one. I'm on the next level, yeah. Check out my last video, need I say more? This song, when I first heard it, I wasn't like in love with it, but then obviously I heard it so much on TikTok, and then beautiful. So the original version of this is on last month's playlist, but then they released this kind of more acoustic sounding one and like a little bit of a remix, and it's beautiful. If you haven't heard it, I would definitely suggest you check it out. Check it out, check it out, check it out. Ooh, ooh. I have nothing to say for myself. Oh my God, we need to talk about this. So I have two carrot friends, right? They're both trying their darndest to get me to stand 17. So I was talking to one of my carrot friends, and she said, you know, you should listen to Game Boy, but warning, like it's terrible. And I was like, oh, okay, like I guess I won't listen to it then. And then very, very randomly, I was just on TikTok, like the most obscure TikTok in the world. And I heard a song in the background and I'm like, I must listen to this at once. It was beautiful. It was like very hyper pop. And I was like, shit, what is this? And I scavenged the internet. It was in the tags. It said Game Boy by 17. And I didn't know it was the same song. Because when she spelled it out, I thought it said Gamble. 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 Anyways, I didn't know it was called Game Boy. I feel like the title Game Boy, had I known it was called Game Boy, I would have been a little bit more intrigued because that sounds fun. So I end up listening to the song in its entirety and I'm like, this is so good. This is literally my most played song this month. If you look in my on repeat, this is there. I love this song. Ooh, give me more of a VAV. So this is a song I was actually with my carrot friend and we were playing a Discord game where you hear the song and you have to quickly type who it is. And this song came up and I thought it sounded really nice. I had never heard it before. So then I downloaded it and I wouldn't shut up about it. And my mom actually likes it too. I don't know if you guys remember, months and months ago, I reviewed this song and I put it in YG's dungeon. And now I honestly, like, I don't know why, because I'm head over heels in love with this song. It's amazing. And my toxic blink friend, she's like, all of you guys were judging what you waiting for. I was the only one who loved and appreciated the song when it came out. And now look at you. I'm like, yeah. Yeah, of course we have Teamo by Minzy. I had a nice little CL moment. Elegante by Azer made a little comeback, of course. Dreamers by Ateez. Oh, did I forget to Big Booty Bop. Dreamers, such an amazing song. This is part of Ateez's Japanese release. I bought 4 versions of the album. I'm getting 5 photo cards. Hopefully I get 2. It's a group order. I joined a group order, so it should be fine. Check out this song. It's absolutely beautiful. Like, it's Dreamers is dreamy. The music video is kind of cute as well. A little bit quirky. It played at the Olympics. I Got a Boy. Probably inspired by Next Level. Yes or Yes. Is this on? Shit. I personally kind of blame this song for me not getting into Twice sooner. I remembered this song came out. I'm like, you know what? I'll give Twice a try. And I listened to the song. I'm like, what the actual fuck? I was like, yes or yes. Like, it seemed like super creepy. The lyrics seemed weird to me. I really didn't like it. And I guess the terrible song fiend I am. I'm finally on good terms with Onces. And I pulled this shit. I really like Yes or Yes. Bad Girls by MIA. Africa by Carl Wolf. Electric Shock by FX. I just randomly thought of it. This is another song that I really kind of didn't like at first. I think I might have ranked it higher afterwards. I don't really remember where I ranked Perfume, but I randomly was just looking through songs because I had an idea. What if, we're in July. We're almost at the end of July by the time this video idea would potentially go up. We would be in August, but like, let me know what you think. I would take every single song that I've ranked from January until now and just speed rank them from forgettable, like I don't remember what they sound like, to big booty bop, or just neutral. Like, what do you think? And you can add in songs that I forgot that you're really mad that I forgot, but just like speed round. Do you know what I mean? So I was just going through every song that I reviewed, and this song came up, like, I remembered and I missed it. But yes, alas, that is basically it for this video. Thank you so much if you made it to this point. If you didn't skip, then leave a cherry emoji. No, I feel like that will be flagged. Within your comment, leave a cherry emoji. Like, write a comment. I think it'll get flagged as spam if you only put cherry emoji. Don't forget, you can support this channel in different ways by joining my channel members or joining my Patreon. Everything is linked down below. These are the lovely individuals who help support me, and it means the world to me. As for me, I'm gonna get going, but I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!